Good evening, everyone. How are you this evening? It's lovely to see you. Hi, Suzanne. Loved your card today. It was absolutely fantastic. That's actually a technique that I haven't really taken on board, so I really must have a go at that. Right, so here we are, 7 o'clock at night. I wonder sometimes whether it is the best time to go or not, because basically we're usually eating around about now. And we were having a discussion before about how awkward it is trying to work out what you're going to eat every night. But and often a bowl of cereal sounds good, but we don't usually do that. I would love to eat my main meal at lunchtime, but my husband prefers to have his main meal in the evening. So, hi Sue, how are you? Hi Roz. So yeah, we actually have our main meal of an evening. So Wednesday evenings, it's usually something that hubby can pop in the oven, and then Thursday we have something quick because we go out and do trivia. Alrighty. So let me get straight down to it tonight. And so what's today? The 17th of September. So we're well over halfway through September. Um, what can I say? Where's the year gone? I mean, it's gone really quickly. I can remember 5 a.m. here. Oh my goodness me. I must admit that I'm often awake at that time. Yeah. Once the sun starts to come up, that's me. I need to be up and at it usually at around then. Sometimes I'll lay in, but I took the dog in today. Hi, Daryl. How are you? Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I took the dog in today for her bath into where I worked. And yeah, and then we were discussing the senior managers off in October for a couple of weeks with her son has to have a hospital appointment. And so looks like I don't know yet, I may be standing in a couple of days. So, well, I'll let you know if I'm going to change my times or whatever. All righty. Let me go down to the desk. The weather today's been warm. I think it was, I don't know what it was outside, close to 30. Um, yes, it's been, just as I said, Daryl, warm day here too. Because the dog had her bath today. I washed all her bedding and everything and got it nice and dry. And yeah, so let's pop down to the desk. And our quote today is, life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the number of moments that take our breath away. And isn't that true? Okay. So there's lots of moments in life that take our breath away or make us go, oh, wow, that's magical or fantastic or awesome or whatever words we use. And those are the moments that we should measure our life by. Okay. So I love my little quotes of the day. Tomorrow, 24-hour sale, 15% off of stamps and stamp tools. That does exclude last chance products, but it is tomorrow only. So that includes things like the brayers. It includes the stamps, not bundles. It also includes your blocks. So you can get the blocks. What else is in it? All sorts of things are in there that are to do with stamps. So if you're looking at stamps or there's some that you wanted but haven't got yet, tomorrow's the day, 15% off, and it's tomorrow only. Okay. On the Saturday, 25th of October, I have a kit fun day. So we will be using the Road to Christmas kit, which contains everything you need to make 8 cards. Bookings and payment by Friday the 10th of October, please. And yeah, and it's payday tomorrow. Woohoo! Card of the month circle, we're getting close to the end of that. $30 for pickup or $35 by post. You'll receive a pack containing an instruction PDF, all cardstock and DSP ready to make 4 beautiful cards. Again, we do need payment required by September the 25th, and you will receive your pack in October. And this month is Mum's 95th birthday month. She was 95 on the 1st. And she's asked me to share the gifts with you. So if you place an order over $50 or more, I'll send you a gift. And if you place an order of $100 or more, I will include a card kit from my August card class. You had 32 today, Daryl. Wow. I know Kevin said to me we were supposed to be hitting 30 tomorrow, I think it is, or thereabouts. It was beautiful and warm today. I haven't had a jumper on all day. It's the first time for ages. So, yeah. Alrighty. So there we go. And I'm doing another diorama card today. I think one day I will be doing one you've already seen, but just doing it slightly different. So today's has a bit of a twist to it. So we are using a 6x6. Now, a lot of these seem to be used on a 6x6. 32 is warm. You hit 16, Sue. Yeah, it is definitely starting to warm up here, and the humidity's rising. So, yeah. Alrighty, so this card is going to sit on a 6x6. It'll be like a tent card. Not one of my favorite styles, but hey, that's what it will be. And then I'm using, so when we do dioramas, we're making that scene. Yeah, sounds like it, Daryl. When we're making that scene, it is really, really good to, to have some really nice stuff to use. When I watch the others do it, they're not all Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, of course. So they tend to use ephemera packs a lot for doing these cards. And I was thinking about it, and when I went to the UK earlier this year, I actually bought 3. You're not a fan of the heat? I'm not a fan of the heat in summer. I don't mind the heat. I just don't like the humidity that goes with it. So, and it gets really humid up here. Alrighty, so I see that they use the ephemera packs, and before I went to the UK earlier this year, I bought 2 or 3 kits, which I took with me because I thought, well, that'll be great. I might be able to do some on the plane. No, we didn't. But I did make a few cards whilst I was there from the kits. However, I still got bits and pieces left. So, and I can't for the life of me think which kit it is that I'm using tonight, but it is still current. I did check it before I came on tonight. So here we go. Alrighty. So to start off with, we have got a 10 1/4 by 4 1/2 piece of cardstock, and it is scored at 1/2, 1 1/2, 2, 1/2, 1 1/2. Sorry, 1/2, 1, 1 1/2, 2, and 2 1/2. And it is done at both sides. So you can probably see I've already scored that there. And this is actually a card base from the card kit. Now, I was sure that I wrote down the name of the card kit, and I bet I left that bit outside. It's got the yachts and the boats on it. So, but definitely still available. So this is one of the backing cards, or the card bases from that. So I might use that, and I'll put that on the back. In the middle here, we have a gap of 5 1/4 by 4 1/2. So we would need to cut obviously a window out of here. Hi Roz, how are you? So I had a look at both the largest and the second largest of these from the textured notes. I did put the largest on, but you know, it is just a tad too large. So we've got to go with the second one down, and that will go in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, is it possible for rollers to get dirty or something or the other? I don't know. I'm gathering bits of stuff on my cards at the moment, and I don't like it. So I'm going to set that there, which is quite central in that space. Let me move it down a little bit. And I'm just going to pop a bit of tape on there just to hold it in place. Oh, okay. Let's try that again and put the die the right way up to cut, shall we? Just as well I noticed that before I tried to put it through. Okay, let's pop that one. And it's about the same, I think it is. That one. All right, I'll just put this through. One thing that's happening with all these diorama cards that I'm making is that I'm getting a lot of pieces that I will be able to use for other projects, which is also really good. Gently peel that off there. So I have this piece left, which is excellent. From yesterday, I had this piece left. So nice edges on them. Perfect. All right. Let me just put that up there so that I don't lose them. So that is my card front. Now, one of two things. You can put acetate in here or you don't have to. So I'm debating. I'm thinking tonight I probably won't. So, yeah. So then all we do is we start with the folds and we do a mountain and a valley and a mountain. So we're going to concertina it. Let's not muck around with words. And that is what we're going to do now. Is that correct? I think it is. Okay. So then we're doing, and that one close to there is quite, so the mountain and then the valley. And just do all the way along. So this one tonight is a little bit simpler. Oh, that's what I wanted to show you actually. So anyone who was watching yesterday, at the end, 1 minute the card would stand up, and the next minute it didn't want to. So I had a bit of a play with it today because I thought this is really weird. Two things I realized. One was, as I said to you, it was a Sam Calcott card, and did I do that the right way around? Pretty sure I did. Anyway, it was a Sam Calcott card, and she had used, her cardstock, which I'm assuming was a lot heavier than ours. I had used, because we don't have very much other than our thick white, we don't have a heavy cardstock in the 12 by 12s, and it's hard to do a 12 by 12 or 12 by 6 sheet with our A4 because our A4 is not 12 inches. So that was problem number one. Okay. So I sorted all that, and then what I ended up doing was putting an actual card base on the back, and I've left it down in the other room, which is annoying. Alrighty, so this is our this is what we have for the front. This is what we have for our back. So this will sit flush down on there when we finished. Alrighty. Now, I haven't put any acetate in here. I just thought this one I would leave without, but you can put acetate into it if you want. And as you can see, it's going to pop up on that card. All right. So we'll just leave that for a moment. Now, I'm going to use this here as my backing. Okay, so I'm going to be very careful here because I have to have this so that it is going to sit flat. And at the moment, it's not. So I need to take a small amount off of here, as well as so these are all bits from the. So I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to take 1/4 of an inch and hope that that's enough. So again, I'm going to put that here and here. And is it going? It's still not. Let me see. I might just take a tad more. I'm going to take another 1/8 off of there, just so that I know that it fits. All right, so that and that fits in there now, and it will fit flat, which is what I wanted it to do. All right, so now I'm just going to measure. What have I got here? I have 4.5. So I'm going to cut that at 4.5 and then see if I need to change it at all. Let's see what I've got this side, and I'll show you. No. Alrighty, so we do actually have a fold line there, but it's not going to show by the time I finished. All right, so I'm going to fit that into there like that and into the back, and that will be, I'm going to glue that in. So that is the back of the card. All right, so I'll do that now so that it's in there. Or actually, no, I might wait, because what I also need to do, so these are also from the pack. So I'm going to put one across in that second gap there. So one across in there. And I'm not going to say that these cards aren't fiddly, because they can be. Okay, so I'm going to put one across in there, but I want to make sure that I have, because I'm going to use the yacht, and I'm going to have the yacht in that front, in behind that piece. So the yacht's going to go in the next piece, and it has to fit into that space without losing any of the yacht, if that makes sense. Okay, so I can even pop that down a bit further. So I might just trim this just a tad. And take 1/8 of an inch off of that. And this is already like basically cut for us, so we don't, where did that go? Up there. So we don't really have to, and as you can see, this is sort of got like waves on it. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that pattern on there. So yeah. All right, so this is going to get put in here and in here, and I'm going to put it fairly low because I don't want to lose too much of that that yacht. Okay, so there and there, and it's going to go in here. Lift that up, and here. And we're going to stick that down, try and get it equal, even, and we'll stick that down. So you can see that sort of gives us our first little layer, because behind that I'm going to put the yacht. Okay, so then behind that again I'm going to put the next one, and it's going to go into the back layer. Oh, maybe I should have put that one in the first layer. See if I can take it out. I did put it in the first layer there and then the second layer there. So let's put that back and pop it down there and there. As a teacher, I could work anywhere. The manatee and sea turtles were only here. Oh, okay. Okay, so we've got that, and then this one is now going to go in the next one back. And I'm going to leave this one at full. Don't stick there. So this one will just be slightly above the last one. And it's going to go in here. So I like to do this first because when you're trying to get it in afterwards, it's more difficult. All right, so you can see we've got the 2 layers. See if I can get that straighter. The 2 layers with the wave pattern on them. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to put the yacht in here, the yacht on here, which is the back one. Let me put the back on first because because I'm not going to be using acetate, I can work through the front. So I might just stick that back panel. Which one did I cut for the back panel? That one or that one? That one. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that back panel in there as well so that that sits. So I'm going to put that in there and there. Now what have I done here? See, I've done those on the wrong one as well. That one was right in there, and that one needs to come off and go in there. Now we need here and here. Now, where I had that crease, which was the fold in the card, I'm now putting that towards the top. And that can sit down and all the time making sure that it will lay flat. It will. What do you do, Roz? It does sound interesting. Okay, so I'm just holding this down so that it actually catches. So you can see, as long as they don't stick together, which they shouldn't, we now have that which will fold flat onto the card. Alrighty, so now, and like I said, we're just using the ephemera or the bits that were in this kit. So to start with, I'm going to put, I want the yacht possibly at the back. Okay, so that we've got that there. And then we have a pelican, which I might stick there. I need to lift that up, but it also needs to be seen. So we've got that, and then maybe even pop that in behind there, and not level with the yacht, of course. And then we've got some lovely little bits and pieces that we can stick on, and a beautiful anchor that we can pop in there. So this needs to come forward, and it will come forward into that section. The yacht will sit back there, and this will sit on there, and that gives us a diorama. And you never know, I might even put something else in the back if I can. I do have two yachts. I sort of could put one at the front and one at the back, and have it like they're racing, and then have like the pelican on the side here. We could do that. I don't know how often you see two yachts exactly the same racing. Hi, Tanya. Okay, so what do we think? Do we think we'll have the two yachts? Or I could take one out, and I could put something like that in the background, but it's not going to go right across. And I would have to basically cut like a part of this one, and no, I don't like that idea. All right, so let's have a look. One or two yachts, what do we think? Did I miss something? Ah, so you had some stuff on your cardstock as well, yeah. Okay. Ah, okay. Two yachts. All right, let's go with two yachts. So we'll put one and one. So the one at the back. Now I just want it to sit so that you can still see the whole yacht. And then we can put one in here at near the front, which is great. And I'm only going to put there we go. So we've got the two yachts. All right. Making sure that I've still got my, and then I've got my pelican, which I'm thinking I might put there. Let's stick the pelican on the front here. Oops. We might need to get rid of some of that glue. Ooh. I get carried away there, didn't I? All right. That will dry. So we've got that, and then what I'd like to do here is pop on some of this with the starfish. Maybe put the maybe put that there, and then a couple of starfish and coral. So not coral, but reed, whatever. So we could do that and that. Although that makes that look a bit big. Let's pop that one there and maybe that one there, which will cover our front, and that'll give us the diorama. What do we think? Do we like that one? All right, so let's do that. So this is actually using the ephemera, basically, from the card kit. It doesn't matter if it pops over a little bit because it's going to fit on there. So we are still going to. And then let's put this one. And I'm only putting glue down at the bottom. I'll pop that one so that it sits like that as well. So we've got the two of those there. And then we've got this gorgeous anchor, which I think we might put. You can tell that I like anchors. So just pop this gorgeous anchor here like that. So that gives us 3D or whatever. Actually, that boat at the back should really, let's see if I can lift that, because it should really, oops, I don't think I'm going to be able to. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another one of these because the boat at the back looks like it's floating in air. So I'm just going to put that one in so that, oops, sorry, that was my head hitting the, I'm just going to pop that other layer in there because I don't want that boat looking like it's up in thin air. So when you, oh, goodness me, Lorraine, when you're doing this, you do need to look at it from all angles. I did notice with one that I did the other day that one of the angles just did not look as good as it should. So down into here with this one, but so that we can still see the bottom of the boat, but so that it looks like it's still on the water and not, maybe down a tad there like that. Okay, So now that makes more sense when I stand that up. It does look like. That is on the water and not sitting in thin air, which is what I didn't want. So just let me lift that and pop that. There we go. So when I look at that now, I would actually like something else to go in there, but I'm not sure what else I could put in there. What could I pop in there? I just really need something else. I think the starfish and that definitely need to be on the front. I do have another anchor. But I'm not sure that that's the right place for it. I will think about it and I will find something to go in there. Anybody has any ideas, let me know. I just want some sort of like grass, or what have we got that's got some grassy pieces in it? Some of these new ones have like, let's have a look, see. Or not that one. Just need something sitting in there, and I'm not sure what just yet. But we will find something. Alrighty, so that is the outside of the card. Now, as I said, all I have used here is the pieces from a card kit that, you know, I'll still use the rest of it on the card kit. But, you know, there was the different pieces like this and this. And there's this one. I remember I think I made that one for my grandson's birthday. And there's that boat again. Okay. And then you've got the different pieces here. I don't think I've missed anything out of there. Let me have a little look, see. I could probably, let's see if there was because I took them all with me to the UK. What have we got there? Oh, we've got some seagulls. This is the little stamp set that came with it. We've got some seagulls there. And there's another, that's another like coral piece, but I'm not sure that it'll look right in there. That's a little yacht. What do we have there? Like a building or a church or something, which is rather cute. But I might just have a look at these little, let's just have a look at these little things. I'm seriously thinking, I mean, I wasn't going to put another order in, but I love these little tiny blocks. And if I was going to be ordering, I would definitely order some more of those. Let me have a little play with this. Yep. So right on the back here, in here, I'm going to pop some birds. Which I think look quite cute in there. And is that a... No, it's definitely a yacht. So I can't really pop that in there. I think we'll do with what we've got there. I think that's quite cute. We've got the anchor. Right, let me put that away before I have a I was going to say before I have a disaster, but it's a bit late, isn't it? Because I've already had the disaster. Get that off of my fingers. Oh, hello, Mum. My goodness, you're up late. The birds are perfect, aren't they? They do look cute. All right. Let's hope that I don't have any more. Now, this is going to sit around about here on there. So I want to stamp, I want to get it about even. I want to stamp something here. Now, to me, we have this, and it has the ahoy. It's not huge, but I don't mind it. So this is the sunrise sailing. So should I just try? I know it's only tiny. Maybe not. How about happy retirement? We could put happy retirement on there. That would probably work. And I can stick that, I can stamp that straight down with any luck. Hi, Kerry. How are you? So up the top here, and I'm getting glare off of my own light here. Happy retirement. There we go. And then this will stick down here like this. So we can just do the whole of the back. Oh, I wonder if it'll work that way. It was supposed to be a tent card. No, I'm going to do it that way. Okay. So we can pop that down. We can make sure that that is nice and straight. And that each piece lifts up. And then we have our card. Okay, so ours is actually going that way, but that is the front of the card with happy retirement. Personally, I'd like to put some bits and pieces across the top here. I'm not sure what, maybe some anchors, but I've only got the one. There's all sorts of things on here. I'm just having a little look. So, you know, I could possibly put a strip of birds or something across there, but I think that on its own looks quite sweet, and you can see that it's got quite a good profile when it's even standing that way. So when you're looking at it, that's what you see. You can see the boats, you can see the pelican, and we've got this gorgeous starfish and things at the bottom. So what do you think? Do you think, like, I'm sure that we have, so what have we had in the last 12 months or so? We had the beautiful bunnies one, didn't we, that had the ephemera. I'm just going over this because I've got some glue there. We had those with the ephemera. Any of those sorts we can use. So if I had put acetate in there, that would have made that front bit a little bit more stable. But it doesn't really matter one way or another. And I just want to put some glue on there that I want to get rid of, like that. There we go. So we've got the happy retirement and we have the card. So using up bits and pieces from card kits that you may have started, haven't finished, don't necessarily want to work with them the same as the pattern, they can always be used for something else. So I'm quite happy with that. I would put probably something else in the middle, but if you're doing a retirement card, usually there's a whole there's a lot of people that are wanting to sign it, or you need a whole like an office or something to sign it. So that is that. So there is number 3 of our diorama cards. So this was another one of Sam Calcott's creations. Popping it on here. You think it looks great without it? Yeah, that just probably needs a little bit of stability, and you could do that by putting another piece on there, a piece of card or whatever. But yeah, there we go. I think it was a good idea to put the 2 yachts. And we've got the birds in there as well. I just love this pelican, and I love the colors. So there we go. That is number 3 of the dioramas. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do tomorrow morning. There's one that I have done before. To me, it's considered a diorama. To me, anything that you look into is a diorama. So we'll have a look at that. I'll choose between now and then what I'm going to, which one I'm going to use. Okay, so with these, you don't really need, you know what, I could actually just pop a little bit of Wink of Stella. Are we working or are we not? Oh, yeah, there we go. So I could pop a little bit back here on the birds just to, oh goodness, that's really wet. And then again, let me do this before I go in there and do any more on those birds. Again on here so that it looks like this has come out of the water. I don't think we really need to put gems on here. I don't know that there's a place for them. There we go. So the seaweed and that, and I've put some on the birds, and I think it's going to take the ink, but that's okay. We'll see what it's like when it's finished. When it dries, we'll see. Probably a silly idea, but never mind. All right. So that is our card for today. Thanks, Lynn. Thanks, Susie. And I will see you again at 9:30 tomorrow morning. Just in case. Oh, now that's weird because that's still coming up as Colour Me Crazy Cards with Lorraine N. And I changed the name of it today to Lorraine's Colour Me Crazy Cards and Papercraft. So it'll be interesting to see when it actually comes up with the new name. I did notice when I was on Suzanne's that it was coming up with the new name. So we'll just have to see. Alrighty, thank you so much, everyone. I will see you all again at 9:30 tomorrow morning with another card. Thank you so much for joining me, and let me come up and say goodbye. Alrighty, so I'll see you all tomorrow. I'm glad you like it, Tanya. Well, have a great night, everyone. Take care of you. Sleep well. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.